It's got some warm weather flowing through. I think it's +2 outside right now, which is unseasonably warm for February 1st. But I'm going to take advantage of some of that warm weather, make my way out to my shipping containers that are full of my beekeeping equipment, and just do a little bit of inventory and see what we're looking at for spring. I don't think I need to build anything, but we'll take a look and find out if there's anything to build. Well, first thing, looks like one of my stacks of honey supers was obviously not stacked very well, and it has toppled over, so hopefully there's not too much damage there. Yeah, a lot of damage comb. Comb gets frozen and then falls on the ground, and it's pretty much just dusts right out of there. All that new comb is shot, so that kind of sucks. But can't change it, so we'll make the best of it and melt it down and sell it as beeswax. See this wax here, just shot, just one stack though, so it's my fault for not looking, making sure things were stacked properly. One of the reasons why I bought these shipping containers was to keep the mice from getting into the supers and damaging them over winter, but I still managed to do it, have comb damage even if I don't have mice in there. So something we started kind of early on is almost with farm buildings, doesn't seem to matter how well you think that they're protected from the critters. Somehow they find a small little hole and get in there. This one fell off the top and it's just completely shot. this is why I use foundation, because they do this in the extractor as well. When you get a little bit of crystallized honey in there, then just rip apart in the extractor. Got to put it up at the higher speeds, and then that just tears them right apart. This foundation, I always get the yellow foundation. I think it's, I think it might, I don't know what it is. There's a couple different brands, and I get the one that's a little thicker because I don't like flimsy foundation in there. You see this one, foundation's popped out. Nice thing about that is you just pop it right back in there, and you can do that for old comb as well. You can pop out that foundation and just put new foundation in there and melt the old stuff off if you want. I tend to replace the whole frame just because wood does harbor some bacteria. $160 on that side. Skinny. Good thing I've been working out. Might not get out of here. Six times 9, 54, 108, plus 6. It's 114. Plus 160. Ooh. So we got 274 boxes of drawn comb. Well, I'm counting these as drawn comb in the stack, but most of them aren't drawn anymore. They're drawn onto the ground. But that's just the way life goes. And then I have a couple of empty boxes here. 9 empty boxes. 16 of the one style of double nukes with frames in them. 31 of the new style with frames. Add another box, 275. Got a bunch of our new style of mini nuke or breeding nukes. We run these with 4 of these small frames in there. Dead bee in that one. Most of them aren't drawn out yet, so we'll have to get on that, but I just want to count the ones that the ones that have frames and the ones that don't, because I need to order some frames for those as well. So it's 42 with frames. And 27 without. And I have a tally of those bottoms and tops. Kind of make them exactly like I do my full ones. Worked pretty well for me last year, so it's a little extra work, but they're a little more heavy duty. These bottoms, not sold on them sitting flat on the ground, so I'll probably put some runners underneath them. That'll be one of my projects in spring. Not worried about it right now. Half a bag of Ultra Bee, half a bag of Bee Pro. I like to give the bees some choice when they're gathering substitute, or I should say supplement. Can't really substitute pollen, but I give them both, and they tend to take them both at the same time. Some guys say they take the Ultra Bee faster, but my experience this past year was they ended up taking the same amount of both. They did end up foraging a longer period of time on the Ultra Bee though. Here's a bunch of busted frames from last year that need to be melted down. And some call equipment that I need to get rid of, and more garbage. Check the next one. This is my more empty shed. I keep my some of my brand new equipment in here. These are for my nukes, just inner cover when I put the double nukes together for the first time and put the new queens in there. I cover the tops just so they can't mingle for a few days, so the hive gets used to the queens before they mix pheromones. And a bunch of wood for projects as they come up. When you buy more plywood, sometimes you get a good deal, so loaded up on 3/4 inch last year. Just gonna count these. These are all my boxes with empty frames that'll need to be mixed in with the other ones this coming year. So 56 times 2, 112, 13, 14, 15. So I got 116 frames, boxes with frames of foundation, or partially drawn comb. Then I also have my lids and bottom boards back here. And we've already counted those, so I have enough. I made some bottom boards for singles as well. I think we're going to do a combination this year of singles and double queen colonies, just because I want to make use of all of my equipment. And I think we'll be able to do that this year. I've been ahead on equipment up till now, but that's a lot of equipment to be tied up, a lot of dollars tied up in that equipment that I'm not utilizing in my operation. And so this year we're going to catch up, we're going to make use of everything, and then we will probably fall behind in the future, but got to make use of the capital I'm putting out As a sideliner beekeeper, not a whole lot of cash just laying around. And I got some more of these mini nukes, or sorry, double nuke inner covers. And so when I first put them on, I got a feeder hole there, so I either put some feed on them or plug them up. And then I have my my queen excluders. And for my double nukes, I have to use the metal ones, which are more pricey, but the plastic ones in the back there tend to warp, and they work great for when you're running singles. But you can imagine you put this on the hive and put two queens in there with a divider down the middle. Those queens are gonna jump, even if you have something on there. You put your lid on there, and it's got a feeder rim on the lid, so you still get that warping. And so the metal ones, they just really help for keeping those queens where they're supposed to be. So those are my two containers of equipment, and as you can see, there's room. We can definitely get more equipment if we can make some money. Not really the foam replacement program you want implemented in your operation.